Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, The Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. What do these three books have in common? They're all old as Now, a lot of people today think that reading books like these that are hundreds, if not thousands of years old, are just a waste of time. Especially in the self-development community, a lot of people are just looking for the next big book to come out that they could read and hopefully change their life. But I'm here to tell you that these books, and books as old as them, are more valuable than any book that's going to come out today. Now, a lot of people question, how is a book that is hundreds of years old going to be in any way applicable to my life today in a modern age full of airplanes, cars, and even phones in our pocket? Personally, I not only think that these books are relevant today, but are more applicable today than any book that's coming out. Now, in this video, I'm going to be going over why these books are so valuable and how you could read them too and have them apply to your life in a way that could be completely different than mine. First, starting out, I'm going to be going over the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius is a Roman emperor who lived, thousands of years ago during the Roman Empire. And he actually had a journal where he wrote in often, and it's made up of 12 different books. People have found his book and they have published it, and you can find it everywhere. You can probably find it online for free. Now, this book is so valuable because it's so applicable to our life today in more ways than you would think. He is one of the godfathers of Stoicism, which is a philosophy all about controlling what you can and letting go what you can't. And in this book, it basically goes over all the different principles of it. A lot of people think of Stoicism as, oh, that person just doesn't show emotion. They don't even have emotion. But it's not that they don't have emotion, but it's the fact they're able to control it and not let it consume them and take control of their actions. Now, Marcus Aurelius talks about not letting the weight of everyday struggles weigh down you over and over again until you're doing nothing. This is what we have to face every day. Every day is a battle, no matter what. Procrastination might hit, you may not want to get out of bed, or maybe your phone's just taking up all your time. No matter what it is, we need to realize that we have to fight these battles every day in order to improve our lives. He talks about getting out of bed in the morning, a problem that many of us seem to have today, where we just want to stay in bed and keep hitting snooze and that alarm and are unable to get out until it's halfway through the day already. Marcus Aurelius got himself out of bed by telling himself this: every day the birds get up, they do their bird business, the bees do whatever they have to do, the animals have to do what they have to do, the human has to get up and do what he has to do. He has to get out of bed, get to work, live his life, whatever it may be. Just get out and start moving. Another thing that Marcus Aurelius talked about a lot was don't suffer from imagined troubles. Now, during his time, imagined troubles were, oh no, I might get sent to war soon, or I might not have enough food. But you have food at the time, you're not in war now. Today, these imagined troubles are not wanting to do your homework, not wanting to clean your room because, oh my God, it's going to take so long and where am I going to put everything? Just start it. Another thing Marcus Aurelius did was put himself through intentional struggles, which is basically giving himself something difficult so the rest of the day, no matter what he has to do, it doesn't seem as bad as the hard thing. Today, we might be able to practice this by taking a cold shower, forcing ourselves to be in discomfort for so long that afterwards we feel good about ourselves and things that seemed hard before aren't as bad. Now, moving on to our next book, The Art of War, which originally was written by, I think, a general or some military guy in what was one of the Chinese empires thousands of years ago. And he wrote this book basically describing all the tactics you would need to know to win at war. Now, today, our wars could be against a competitor in business or even ourselves in defeating procrastination. He goes through all these strategies that tell you how to defeat your enemy. And this could even be applied to yourself. Whether it be knowing your enemy, which is understanding yourself, knowing where you go wrong, and being able to counterattack yourself and figure out how to defeat this procrastination or whatever it may be that's holding you back from doing what you want to do. And the last book I have is The Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. Now, he was a samurai during the 1800s, and he wrote this book basically describing all the techniques and strategies he's learned about being a swordsman. And the whole book is just about strategy. And yes, it might just seem like it's how to wield a sword and how to defeat your enemy in one-on-one combat, but this is not just applicable to swordsmanship, but it's also applicable to our lives in many other ways. Now, when I started reading this book, I was doing boxing at the time, and I started thinking about boxing through this book. Whenever I read a line about how to fight an enemy, how to take them off guard, I took that and interpreted it in a boxing sense. Now, I first read it, I interpreted it through the lens of boxing. Now, I read it again, and actually you could read it in a bunch of different ways. This could be through a business sense on how to defeat your enemy, like I said with Art of War, or it could be just how to get yourself to go to the gym. Now, this is what I'm trying to get across in this video, is that these books can be read in many different ways, interpreted through your own lens, and be applied to your own life in a completely different way than I did. In fact, I actually read Meditations twice, and I actually was able to interpret in a completely different way because I was just at a different point in my life and I needed help in a different area. And the words in this book were just able to reinterpret themselves in a different light. And this is why books like the Bible and the Torah have lasted for thousands of years and are still read today and reinterpreted every day, because they have information and guidance for life that can be applied to so many different areas of your life. It's just all about reading it and interpreting yourself and applying it to the area and applying it to the part of your life that you're in right now. Now, if you guys are interested in reading some of these books I discussed today, I definitely recommend looking into them. Definitely Meditations. That's one of my favorite books of all time, actually. I'm probably going to read it again soon. But yeah, definitely check them out. The Art of War, The 5 Rings, and Meditations. And there's tons out there, and I'm still reading. And I was kidding about how these modern books suck. I'm sure they have plenty of valuable information. And still, check out a book if you want to read it. And this information can be applied to those books too. And read a book, interpret it any way that you need for that stage of your life. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next video.